Cognitive Development. Prepared by Briones Marlon, Morales Tracy Marin, and Mata Irish. So what is cognitive development? Cognitive development means how children think, explore, and figure things out. It is the development of knowledge, skills, problem solving, and disposition, which help children to think about and understand the world around them. So we have here an example. An example of cognitive development is the emergence of language skills in children in the first 3 years of age. Within the first year of life, children begin to understand the meaning of words, the definition of concept, and can engage in verbal communication with others. So we have here the different concepts under cognitive development theories. Number 1 is cognition, the mental action or process of acquiring knowledge and understanding through thought, experience, and the senses. These infections can adversely affect cognition and educational achievement. Number 2 is metacognition. Metacognition is put simply thinking about one's thinking. More precisely, it refers to the process used to plan, monitor, and assess one's understanding and performance. Metacognition includes a critical awareness of A, one's thinking and earning, and B, oneself as a thinker and learner. Number 3 is schema, a representation of a plan or theory in the form of an outline or model, a schema of scientific reasoning. Number 4 is assimilation. It's the movement of digested food molecules into the cells of the body where they are used. Number 5 is accommodation. Involves the modification of an existing schema to understand accommodation or new information. Number 6 is equilibration, the process by which an individual uses assimilation and accommodation to restore or maintain a psychological equilibrium, that is, a cognitive state devoid of conflicting schemas. Number 7 is object permanence. Is the understanding whether an object can be sensed that has no effect on whether it continues to exist. This is a fundamental concept studied in the field of developmental psychology, the subfield of psychology that addresses the development of young children's social and mental capacities. Number 8 is animism. It's a particular sensibility and a way of relating to various beings in this world. It involves attributing sentience to other beings that may include persons, animals, plants, spirits, the environment, or even items of technology, such as cars, robots, or computers. Number 9 is transductive reasoning, the tendency of a child in the pre-operational stage of cognitive development to see a connection between unrelated instances, using neither deductive nor inductive means to do so. Number 10 is symbolic function. In Piagetian theory, the cognitive ability to mentally represent objects that are not inside. For example, a children playing with a toy can mentally picture and experience the toy even after it has been taken away and he or she can no longer see it. Number 11 is egocentrism. Is the inability to differentiate between self and other. More specifically, it is the inability to accurately assume or understand any perspective other than one's own. Egocentrism is found across the lifespan in infancy, early childhood, adolescence, and adulthood. Number 12 is irreversibility. Definition of irreversibility, the quality of being irreversible. Once done, it cannot be changed. Antonyms: reversibility, the quality of being reversible in either direction. Type of: changeless, unchangeability, unchangeableness, and unchangingness. Number 13 is centration. Is the act of focusing all attention on one characteristic or dimension of a situation while disregarding all others. An example of centration is a child focusing on the number of pieces of cake that each person has, regardless of the size of the pieces. Number 14 is reversibility, capable of being reversed or reversing, such as capable of going through a series of actions, such as changes, either backward or forward. Number 15 is conversation. Enter a text, a talk, especially an informal one, between two or more people in which news and ideas are exchanged. Number 16 is decentering, displacement from a central position, especially of the individual human subject from a primary place or central role. Number 17 is serotonin, controls your mood and is responsible for happiness. It helps regulate when you sleep and awake, helps you think, maintains your mood, and control your sexual desire. Number 18 is hypothetical reasoning. Relies on comparing the sampling distribution of a statistic under different hypothetical scenarios with what actually happened. Number 19 is analogical reasoning, or argument by analogy can be defined as a specific way of thinking based on the idea that because two or more things are similar in some respects, they are probably also similar in some further respect. Number 20 is deductive reasoning. It's a logical approach where you progress from general ideas to specific conclusions. It's often contrasted with inductive reasoning, where you start with specific observations and form general conclusions. Deductive reasoning is also called deductive logic or top-down reasoning. Jean Piaget's cognitive developmental theory. And there are 4 stages Jean Piaget's cognitive developmental theory. Number 1 is sensorimotor. Stage is the first stage of your child's life. According to Jean Piaget's theory of child development, it begins at birth and lasts through age 2. During this period, your little one learns about the world by using their senses to interact with their surroundings. Number 2, the pre-operational. Occurs from 2 to 6 years of age and is the second stage in Piaget's stage of cognitive development. Throughout most of the pre-operational stage, a child's thinking is self-centered or egocentric. Number 3 is concrete operational stage. In the third or concrete operational stage, from age 7 to age 11 or 12, occur the beginning of logic in the child's thought processes and the beginning of their classification of objects by their similarities and differences. Number 4 is formal operational stage. Stage of human cognitive development typically begins around age 11 or 12, characterized by the emergence of logical thinking processes, particularly the ability to understand the theories and abstract ideas and predict possible outcomes of hypothetical problems. Next is Levi-Gotsky's social cultural cognitive theory. Number 1 is socialization. The process whereby an individual learns to adjust to a group or society and behave in a manner approved by the group or society. Number 2 is interaction, a situation where two or more people or things communicate with each other or react to each other. Interaction between SB and SB, there's not enough interaction between the management and the workers. Number 3 is scaffolding. Scaffolding, also called scaffold or staging, is a temporary structure to support a work crew and materials to aid in the construction, maintenance, and repair of buildings, bridges, and all other man-made structure. Next is MKO. Vygotsky defined more knowledgeable other or MKO as anyone who has a better understanding or a higher ability level than the learner, particularly in regards to specific task, concept or process. Traditionally, the MKO is taught of a teacher or an older adult. And the last one is fadeaway technique. A fadeaway or fall away in basketball is a jump shot taken while jumping backwards away from the basket. The goal is to create space between the shooter and the defender, making the shot much harder to block.